Hi, in this tutorial we will learn how to create a frequency distribution table using Microsoft Excel. So first of all, we have all of this data and we want to calculate the range of this entire number set or data set. So range is the max value minus the least value. So for max value we have this function which is max. You can just select the entire array and it will give you the max value. Now for the min value we have to use the min function, which is min, and then select the entire range and you will be given the minimum number. Now what you have to do is, since we have to calculate the range, you can just minus, so like subtract this figure, which is the max figure, minus the min figure, which is this one, and then we will get the range, which is 86 in this case. Now ideally the number of classes should be between 5 and 15, so we can just try keeping let's say 8. Now we will be given about 10.75, so that will be the width of the classes. Now this is 10.85, so we will have to round it off, so now it will become 11, which is kind of tricky to manage. So now we will try to change it to, let's say, 9, and then we are getting about 9.55, which is like 10. So we can have the class width as 10, which is much easier to manage. So now we will just type in the class width or class interval. So it will start with 10 and under 20, 30 to under 40, and so on. Yeah, so now we have the class intervals and we will have to enter the last number of each of them. So it would be 19, this would be 29, this would be 39, this is 49, this is 59, 69, 79, 89, and 99. So now we have all of these numbers as well. Now we want to calculate the midpoint. So midpoint of these would be 15, 25, 35, 45, 55, 65, 75, 85, 95. Yeah, it is done. So midpoints is basically 10 plus 20 divided by 2, which is 30 divided by 2, which is 15. Likewise this 20 plus 30 divided by 2 is 50 divided by 2, which is 25. So likewise you can complete rest of them. Now it is the time to calculate the frequency. For that you have to select the cells, like all of them, and this is the tricky part, because then you have to just use frequency function and then select the entire data range and then comma and then select the entire data range of this, which are the basically endpoints, and then you have to complete this entire thing and press Control Shift and Enter key. So the cells will be populated, and all of them. So this is basically an array, and to verify if the frequency is correct or not, we can just sum all of these numbers, and they should be same as the total number of cells which we have, total number of values which we have, and it should be same as the total number of values which we have. So which is count. You can just count the entire thing, and it is 42. So these are 42 numbers, and here we have the frequency 42. So we are on the correct path. Now we have to calculate the relative frequency. Relative frequency is the frequency divided by the total frequency, which is 42 in this case. So just divide. To keep it static, we can just enter dollar and just drag it down, and you will have the relative frequency. Now we have to calculate the cumulative frequency. Cumulative frequency like this, and then we have to just take the first number and then equals to this plus the old number, which is this one, and just drag it down and it will automatically sum it all. So this is how the frequency distribution table looks like. Distribution table. So this is what we are done with. Now to calculate the mean, how to do that? First of all, mean is the average. So if there is an ungrouped data, so it is super easy to do that. Just use average function and then select the entire range, and you will be done with the mean, which is the average. So now that was the ungrouped data, which is like easiest thing to do. So we can just mention ungrouped data. Now what about group data? So for group data, we have to multiply frequency into midpoint. So midpoint, you can just type md into, sorry, mp into frequency. So here in this case it is 2 into 15. You can just drag it down and then just sum the entire thing, and you will have the entire data. This is 2310 just divided by the total frequency, which is 42. Yeah, so frequency. Okay, so if we are talking about this, then mean of group data would be this divided by this. So this is like 55, and more or less it is same as this one. So like ungrouped data will give you extremely precise data figure, but this will also give you a number around that, and yeah, that is also precise. So that is the rare instance wherein you will be getting non-decimal figure, while this particularly gives more of a exact precise number, but we will be getting mean around the same figure. So just in case you are getting an outlier number, like which is like truly far off, then maybe something is wrong with your calculations, but more or less this is how it is done. So in this short tutorial, we have learned how to prepare a frequency distribution table, and we have also learned how to calculate the mean and the mean of the group data as well as ungrouped data. Like super easy, yet you have to remember that quite well.
Thanks so much for watching this tutorial. If you liked it, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, and if you didn't, then leave a comment so that we can improve it further. Do watch these suggested tutorials to learn even more, and do let us know what you want to learn on Being Skilled.